Okay, guys. Today we're gonna do a recap over today's trades. Today we traded two stocks, ABIO and TLGT. So the first stock that we were watching was ABIO. Here we can see on the pre-market chart. It was a morning gapper, so it moved from $4 up to a high of 867. It was looking very nice for a gap and go setup. As you can see here, it made this move up, pulled back to VWAP, and then it moved higher up to that level of 867. So here we'll jump into the 1 minute chart and look at the actual trade. So on this chart, you can see in more detail our levels. Okay, so we're watching 877 was the high. It pulled back. I was wanting to get in here at 843 candle to make a new high as soon as the market opened. I was actually wanting to get in around 850. However, people got anxious and jumped in pre-market. So on this candle pre-market, it hit a high of 890. So basically, this move here, I was waiting for it to happen, but as soon as the market opened, and it happened before the market, like 1 minute before the market opened. So I did not take that entry. I usually don't trade pre-market. So the pre-market high was 890. So that was a level to watch. Well, as soon as the market opened, um, it opened at 850. This candle, this stock ABIO opened up at 850, and then we saw a little small dip around 850, and as I saw volume coming in, I jumped in at 850 and sold up here around 890, closer to $9. That was a pretty solid trade. However, it was super fast. Like, it was really fast. Maybe like a 1 or 2 second trade, if that. Okay, so that was the first trade. Got in here on this orange candle around 850, sold up here around 880, 890, $9. I believe $9 was my best exit here on these orange candles. So then on our second trade, it dipped down to around 780, and as I saw volume coming in, I jumped in here around 820, sold up here around 840. As you can see, these white candles. So that was that trade. And then it came down to VWAP, and it did a little false break here around 844. Break of that candle. It broke it by 15 cents, 16 cents, and then it failed. So whenever I saw this dramatic drop here, broke VWAP, and it was an exaggerated drop, hit a low of 757. So on the move back up, I jumped in. I meant to get in around 775. I ended up getting filled around 790, and so I knew I was high. So I was like, well, this thing did not pop up right away, so I'm gonna get out. And it was a break-even trade. I'm glad the way I managed that trade. I meant to get in sooner, around 775, and sell up around $8. That would have been a nice 25-cent profit, but 25-cent per share profit. But I did not get filled where I wanted to. So that was ABIO. And then our next trade, I believe. Oh no, I took one last trade on ABIO. This is a pretty interesting one because it had an exaggerated drop. I mean, like really exaggerated, and that's where I had got in. You see, this thing was a monster from $4 up to $18. Right now, it's at $18, way up here. So this thing is still going. It's extended right now. I do not recommend just jumping in there just because you're watching this, but just know that it's strong. It can go very volatile. It can move both ways pretty fast. Okay, so we'll jump into the 1 minute chart real quick and look at this. The last trade that I took, this was a dip buy. Okay, here. So here we hit a high of 13.50 on this candle, down from $4, and where I bought in was on this flush. So the low of 12.53 was support, and it broke that support, and it came down hard. It came down to 11.75, and I saw that huge sell-off, so I was like, oh dang, I need to jump on this one. I was a little bit slower on jumping on it, so I got filled around 12.15, sold up here around 12.40, and it was a nice little win, but It was, of course, it was smaller share size because it's just a little bit more riskier. You're trading against the trend. I really wanted to get in at 12. I didn't even try. Well, I tried to place the order, but I was just too slow to get it on the screen, and it ended up moving up to 12.15. So I jumped in there, and it still made a move higher. So that was a pretty solid trade. And the next stock that we traded was TLGT. This was a reverse split setup. It was also on the morning gapper watch list, as you can see here. Here we'll jump into the daily chart. Let me see. You can see the S. This S means it's reverse split. So this is a current day's candle, how it traded. As you can see, it came up exactly to the 200 EMA, 200 exponential moving average, which is what was it, 593, and the high of that candle is 594. So it hit it basically to the penny, and it pulled back. That purple line shows resistance, and it's respected. So that's good to know on that stock, just in case it pops up later on down the road, and we know that it respects that level. So here is the pre-market chart. You can see here that it's a reverse split. It was trading around $4, so it was super light volume. So we were not sure if we were going to take this trade. However, you can see that it worked nicely from $4 up to $6. We'll jump into the 1 minute chart and look at the actual trades that were taken. Let's see, we took this on one trade. Yes, on one trade. So this stock, it opened up strong at 4. It opened at 406 and immediately went up to a halt. Of course, it was low volume. It was like 30,000 shares traded. It was very light. It halted at 451, and then on the resumption, that's when I jumped in. It opened at 474. It dipped, and then I saw green volume coming in, buying on the ask, so I jumped in. Jumped in at 475, 473. I tried to get in at 466, but I ended up getting in at 473, and it hit a high of 525. So from 475 up to 525, sold half my position at 525, and then on the resumption, it halted going up, and then it resumed higher, resumed at 540, and on the way up to $6, I sold up here around 570. So from 470 up to 570, that whole dollar per share move, that's a good day. And then from there it hit a high of $6, 594, just right under 6. And then here it failed hard. It rejected that level hard. It broke the support, which was 535, and it came down hard to a halt going down. Usually halts that go down, usually stocks that halt going down resume lower, and this one did. Resumed at 480, hit a low of 446, and then did a little bounce here, but it was a little bit riskier trade, so I did not take it. And it's right now it's just at it looks like it's trading below, yeah, below the VWAP. It's not doing anything right now. It's just it's dead. It's done. The move was right out of the gates, and sometimes they keep going up. Sometimes they just that one opportunity and then they just fail, and that's all you get. For right now, if it can hold up above VWAP, around above this orange dotted line for tomorrow, we could watch it for potential continuation move back over $6 for a move higher. Let's see what the daily chart looks like. Well, I don't know, because there is resistance up here at 650, so we might see from $6 up to 650 potentially. Of course, this candle is a big shooting star doji, so that shows a lot of weakness. We will need this candle to close strong in order for that setup to work. All right, guys, so that's it. That's all I have for today. Any questions over my trading? If you'd like to learn how to trade, just let me know, and I'll help you out as best as I can. Thank you.